previous DGHS Haryana, Director General Health Services Haryana, Dr. Aarti Soni from Himachal, Dr. Irfan Said from Dehradun, and Dr. Gajraj Kosik. He's a leading physician from Karnal, and he's also practicing in Goana. He is connecting through Neelam Sharma. And other colleagues, just wait for I think right now they have joined. So you can start right now, Dr. Jaleta.
Okay, nice to meet you all together here. And nice to meet you. And I am thankful you decided to connect us and to hear us and to listen us. Because of today, me and Vitanis, we want to introduce company of Zinzino and Zinzino products. It is very new in India, and it is new concept in whole world actually. About products, we'll talk with Anis, and it will take main part of our meeting, and it will be maybe a lot of new information even for doctors, because of it was new for me also, this new conception. And Vitanis will talk about all this new conception. Vitanis, please.
Namaste, everybody, great people. It's an honor to present this concept that I use myself in my work. I do healing massage, and I'm also a Chinese medicine specialist. So I use these tests and test-based nutrition in my work. So I would like to share this idea with you, and I think and I believe that it will be very helpful for everyone in your family, for yourself actually, and for your patients, because it's a prevention, cardiovascular disease prevention, all degenerative diseases that we have. It's a preventive nutrition system. Test-based. So I will share a few slides, if you don't mind. Just a second.
Got
it. Can you hear me? Can you see the slides?
Yeah, we can.
Good. So this is a Norwegian company, let's say from Scandinavia. It's a very well-based company. You can actually buy shares in NASDAQ. It has a strong financial background. It's a member of numerous local direct sales association, and it delivers in 100 countries. Logistics very evolved, and it has a foundation. Actually, we support a school in India, and well, this concept was created to make a change, and we all need change because as far as we can see that diseases, they're getting even worse, no matter that we have all the technology in the world. So we are going back to basics. As the Hippocrates said, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. And it used to be like that. We all know that we used to feed our bodies from the mother nature. It was full of the food was full of vitamins, minerals, micronutrients, beta-glucans, fibers, healthy fats, and good balance of omega-6 and omega-3 ratio. I will talk about that later more. And now, what we have now with a modern diet, we have a low in key nutrients, high in sugar, full of empty calories, low in fibers, and with an imbalance between essential fatty acids, omega-6 and omega-3, which we can't make, so we have to get them in our body, from our food. This is a history of omega-6 and omega-3 balance. I have just want to admit and remind that they are essential. That means our body can't produce them. So we have to get the right balance with the food. According to our DNA, it should be ratio omega-6, omega-3 1:1. According to science, it can be 3:1. But from 1960s, this balance is getting worse and worse. And as we know that if, let's say, physically we would dismantle the whole body, so fatty acids would be the big part of the pile. So if those essential fatty acids are imbalanced, so that means we've got reduced brain function, a higher quality decreases, reduced heart function, skin loses elasticity, reduced organ function, joint and muscle pain. And we are built from cells. We are built from cells, and there are all kinds of cells in our body. I'm going to talk about erythrocyte, the blood cell, but as far as we know, that all cells, they have a common structure. It's a membrane from fatty acids, and this membrane, if it's enriched with omega-6, it becomes too tight, and the nutrients can't get in, and the toxins can't get out. And actually, inside of the cell, the structure of, let's say, mitochondria, it has a membrane as well. And as far as we know, that energy that we get from the food, it's produced by the mitochondria. And if it has a rigid membrane, so emission of energy is worse. So we have to go back to this kind of cell. So we create the cell breathing when omega-6 and omega-3 are imbalanced. So you can't get it. But when we balance those omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, so we get fluid cell membrane, so all the nutrients can get in, and waste products can come out easily. And that's how we rebuild our body brain function, because it's mainly fats, and so we need a lot of especially DHA of omega-3 for our brain, our heart function, and of course skin, hair, inner organs, joint and muscles, they recover through time if we keep the cell balanced. But as far as we know, according to the tests that we do, that most of the world in balance. So the ratio, average ratio is 21:1. And what we measured, we see that it's very low omega-3 levels in most of the people. Only 5% they are in balance. No polyphenols and low vitamin D. That's the main lack of those ingredients. So we can produce all the science work. It's all those slides, they are backed up by science. Actually, if you need, we can send all information. So what we suggest to do, not wait, but check our cell membrane and see what kind of balance we have and what kind of balance our patients have. So it's scientifically based. It's a home test. Actually, you can do it at home. Every patient can do it at home, actually, or we can do it for them. Independently managed analysis, anonymous results, and it's dried blood spot test. It's a DBS technology. It is done in this laboratory. It's called VITAS Analytical Services. It's independent laboratory, GMP certified. Actually, there's 3 laboratories in Europe. We work with a Norwegian laboratory. We buy this test from this laboratory. This laboratory doesn't work with people. They work with like Harvard University, Cambridge University. So we buy these tests with big amounts of these tests, so we get a best price for this test. So what's the difference? The main difference is then when we go to the doctor and get the blood from the vein, they measure mainly plasma, what's in the plasma. And we measure a dried blood spot, and it's in a cellular level. It's actually what the patient ate through 4 months, because erythrocyte renews every 4 months, plus or minus. So we actually know how his body absorbed the nutrients within 4 months. And you don't need to do it in the morning. You can eat before, after, it doesn't matter actually. And we get very precise results. We don't need big needles, and all we need is just a few drops of blood. And in 1 drop of blood, it's quite a lot of molecules. And it's quite complex technology, but Vita's laboratory, they are very good doing this. It's actually like finding a needle but that's they are specializing in this technology, so they are very good at it. They use chromatography and mass spectrometry. And they measure those peaks of EPA, arachidonic acid. And the main thing that I would like to make a point, let's say, what we find out from this test is early stages of inflammation. We know that if a cell membrane during the time with the food, we get too much omega-6 arachidonic acid. So within time, it starts to produce inflammatory hormones, eicosanoids. And after that, we get those cytokines and CRB, and the inflammation starts. So we call it non-symptomatic inflammation that lurks in your body, cell by cell, organ by organ, and waits when maybe you have some issues with your health, or trauma, some problems that you get from your father or mother, and you develop diseases quicker if this inflammation lurks in a body. And omega-3 EPA and DHA emits anti-inflammatory eicosanoids and kind of reduce the inflammation. its resolution of inflammation is the balance between those two fatty acids. That's the main message actually that I would like to convey today. This is a very simplified slide for inflammation, but it shows the point. Vitas Labs actually needs blood, just some blood. If we give them blood like here, it's very good. Even here is good. They can measure the peaks anyway, as you can see. Even if a patient sends or doctor sends very little blood. The test is a little box. Everything is inclusive. Lancets, where you drop a few drops of blood, barcode, and the code. As I said, it's anonymous test. So you rip off this part you get in this envelope, and then in this special envelope where it can stay undamaged within 1 month. Actually, you need to dry it for 10 minutes before you put in this envelope. And then in the postal envelope, stick a stamp and send it to Vitas. And within 2 weeks, we get result in the website. It's very user friendly. And we get a big estimate of this test I will show later on. So this year we made 1 million tests. It's a big thing for us. It's a 10 years work, but it's still very little done. It's so much to do in the whole world. But this statistics that we have, it's the biggest statistics of fatty acids in the world. Yes, we can say that. So this is very important for future, because we will make health trends. We can make a health trends in the future. But what we find out that 97% of a global population, they are out of balance. Actually, I checked the India for now. It has done 1,500 plus tests. First test was 36 to 1, and the second test after a while was 4 to 1. So I think it's a good result, but it's still a lot of to do in India. It's a big country, and I think it will be very useful. As I said, the test results, you can check it on your mobile phone, on your computer. You can print out a PDF file, and you can check a first test and a second test, and the program gives you an estimate. This is the example of a man, 32 years old, a patient of mine. He had a skin issue, and he has, as you can see, he has an inflammation. Balance between omega-6 and omega-3 is 17 to 1. Omega-3 index 4%, very low. Mental strength, we can measure actually the mental strength. It's low as well, insufficient. And the cell membrane fluidity, that is very important for nutrition specialists, because as we know, it's not what we eat, but what we absorb. So if this measurement is insufficient, that means people who eat, even they think that they eat good diet or even supplements, but if this result is insufficient, they don't get the nutrients in the cell. And protection value is a summary of all these measurements, and actually it shows how the cell can protect itself. It's we can say it's immune system in some kind of way. We can say this is how does it work? This is a 0, as you can see, and the arachidonic acid we measure separately. This this patient used balanced oil, and all the results were improved quite good. But he was very strict patient. He did everything what I told him, and he got good results. So because this is a scientific model, so we can actually give a guarantee that in 120 days, in 4 months, we will bring patient or people in balance. As I said, this is a scientific model. This scientist developed this this concept. He developed a balanced oil formula and connected this test to this formula. And Zinzino is the company that bought the concept and expanded, made a website, made the logistics, and supports those scientists. Actually, they are working, and every year new scientists join us, like Dr. Colin Robinson and other. So what they did, they took a pure high grade fish oil from small sustainably wild caught fish and mixed it with pre-harvest premium extra virgin olive oil, because all the omegas in pharmacies, they don't have a polyphenols, and because they don't have a polyphenols, they don't do the job. Why? Because omega-3 is very vulnerable to oxidation. As you can see, krill oil, concentrated omega-3, cod liver oil, from 5 to 15 hours, oxidation process starts. Sometimes, or in most cases, even in the bottle or capsules, they're already oxidized, and people, they buy them and get actually toxins in the body, and this
Vyteni, nebegirdim.
आप 1 घंटे बाद फोन करो, जूम मीटिंग ज्वाइन कर रहा हूं लंदन से.
Negirdim, Vyteni, bent jau aš negirdžiu.
This omega doesn't do the job. So from omega, hear me now?
Jo, dabar girdisi.
Okay, just a second. Can you hear me now? You can hear me now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Good. So where was I? Yeah. So we need 24 hours until molecules of omega-3 builds the cell. So this polyphenols, they as you can see, protects omega-3 for 35 hours. So and what they did a big study. You can find the study as well in PubMed. So this revolutionary formula is made of polyphenols, omega-3, vitamin D, and it's everything natural, and we dosage by weight, age, and the test result. Our products are made with the highest quality and care. There are health benefits at every stage of life. You can give it to the child from 6 months. It's very important for mother before she gets pregnant to have a good ratio, because child will need it for his brain, heart, and in every stages of the life we need it. So it's for life. We can say it every day for life. I like this slide. These are 18 health claims approved by EFSA, European Food and Safety Association. So it means this is the fact. That's why we call it test-based nutrition. We have a separate test for our solution, a balance oil, to measure how it works. But actually, the whole protocol is test-based, so we can strongly admit that we will get normal brain function, normal heart function, normal immune function, and as you can see, vision and all others. So we can get a guarantee that 95 of these taking Zinzino balance supplements are back in balance after 4 months. If the first test was 10-1, so after 4 months, we will get in balance a patient to 2-1. So reaching a balance between omega-6 and omega-3 is the first step to feel good, stay fit, and be healthy. So there's other products actually coming, but for now in India is just a balance test, essence oil, we call it in India, and skin serum. Sportsmen, they are very kind to use this formula. We have a lot of athletes using this formula. So we are go from guest-based to test-based nutrition. As we know that it's existing market, like 500 million people are taking omega-3 supplements. 1 billion supplements with vitamins, 1.5 billion use some form of specialized diet. Most people want to know if the supplements have an effect in their body. And 1 billion people will be tested by 2050. So we know that 1 billion people, they will want to know, do the supplements that they use, the diets that they use work? And we know that out of our test, 97% are in balance. So this makes a good perspective. Now we reached 1 million tests, and actually company has the plans up until 2050, and it's in a growth process. This is a new trend, and it becomes a mega trend. It becomes a mega trend, and the growth estimate the company is growing every year 20-30%. So it's a big industry that we are inviting you to join us. So that's my part for tonight.
Thank you, Vytenis. Maybe there are questions to Vytenis.
So am I audible?
Yes, I request my colleagues. I welcome
Am I
Dr. Gajraj.
Yeah. Thank you for a very nice lecture, Mr. Vytenis. It is a known fact that omega fatty acids are very good antioxidants. As far as in India is concerned, and in our day-to-day practice, we are using it like anything as an antioxidant, and we are getting benefit of these also. And this is Zinzino is doing a very good work, and this is basically, if we talk about this very product, polyphenols addition to the product, it will give extra benefit. Particularly, it will strengthen the cells at individual levels, and hence it is increasing our immunity. And ultimately, if I talk about the single line, that it will help prevent aging. And as far as India is concerned, it is very important in our country The problem we are facing is of the investigation and tests. So my suggestion will be, no doubt about the product, no doubt about the omega fatty acids used for anti-aging agents and as an antioxidants also. But the problem I have talked about is of the investigations. First of all, the investigation part should also move side by side with introduction of the product to the market. So this is going to help like anything in our country, because we are not having that much good diet pattern, and we are not having that much good balanced diet. If at all properly awareness of the public is made and proper investigations relating to omega-6 levels and 3 levels and balance of it is to be told and introduced properly to the public, it is going to help like anyway to the common people, and at least for the nation also. Thank you so much for a very wonderful, kind and informative lecture.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's actually very new still in the world, and in India it just opened it a few years probably. So there's a lot of work we can do together. So I think it's very important, because even in Lithuania, from all the deaths, 50 or 60% we've got a stroke or cardiovascular diseases actually. So, and this test, if we get in balance 3-to-1 omega-6 and omega-3, we decrease a quick death by 30%. 30%.
Exactly.
Only
Good
this
evening.
measurement.
Yes, Colonel Brad.
Good evening. It was a nice, illustrative presentation,
Thank you.
and nice seeing Dr. Gajraj after about 25 years. Gajraj
Thank
sir,
you.
good evening.
Thank you. Good evening. Good
Uh,
evening, Dr. PK. Good evening.
my question to the presenter. I'm an intensivist and I face infections, deadly MDR infections, multi-drug resistant infections every day. And it is a Herculean task to treat those infections. The patient who comes to ICU, but any death happening in ICU, about 99% patient we lose because of infection. Right. So we have been doing everything, including those drugs, and this is not helping at all. And the hypothesis given by the people are possibly the drug which was sensitive in vitro turns insensitive or resistant because there's some gene mutation happening during the course of action. Even say you can say in 3-4 days the uh, gets resistant. The bug get resistant to a specific drug. So now these kind of products which you have come, I have tried in my ICU and past almost 10 years. We have been changing diet off and on. Yeah, possibly it didn't help in my practice. And during our trainee days and later on we tried something called APC or activated protein C, later on many products, but the as far as MDR is concerned, then the aging part which Dr. Gajraj brought out, it helps in reducing or say it reduces the aging effect. Somehow I didn't get those effects and I'm not very convinced with these kind of things. So can you elaborate and share the studies in support whatever you have spoken till now?
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes, we can send studies. You can check it, all the articles in PubMed. Actually, we can send all the links if just say what kind of backup you would like to know. But the main thing is then we reach balance between omega-6 and omega-3, 3-to-1 or 1-to-1 actually. If the patient has health issues, I try to get his balance 1-to-1. and then the inflammation process lowers down. So all infections, whatever the patient has, the symptoms is getting better because inflammation keeps all the diseases going. So this solves this alone sometimes solves a lot of problems. But please tell us what would you like to read, what kind of articles or links. So we will send to you to back up actually every slide that I showed.
Okay, thank you so much. My concerns are, one is this resistant infections only, and more importantly, whatever studies you have carried out, that was in Europe, especially in northern part of Europe, where the temperature is I mean, maybe throughout year around 10 or less than 10, where the temperature in this part of country is, say, most of India faces almost 40 plus at 40 most of the times, and the gram negative infections are very rampant here, and the resistance rate is very high. And personally, myself, I've been trying to say focus on this resistant part and trying to find some solutions. Or I'm sure, and not only sure, certain all over globe this problem is there, and gram-negative infections are increasing throughout globe like anything. Now the resistance rate is increasing in US also, UK also. The data which is available, of course, the Norway data is not available to me, and not specifically studied those things. But globally, the things are increasing, and what you suggest, and people in the gathering are convinced with you, possibly the change can bring little relief or say some add-on factors to fight this menace. You can
Yeah,
please share those things.
when we reach cell membrane fluidity, so it helps to clean the body quicker. But this is a good point. We will have to research this, the hotter temperature, how does it affect inflammation and other diseases. But if we reach a balance between those fatty acids, that means our cell is not tight, and nutrients can get in, and all the bad stuff can get out. So the fluidity of the cell becomes much more better. So the body can clean itself quicker.
Yeah, thank you. And one concept which was introduced to me by some Japanese colleagues is increasing the alkalinity of the environment, then acids, or say turning the cells towards alkalinity probably helps in achieving anti-aging, or say you can say fight those things. But somehow I'm not convinced, and I'm also working on those part. I'll request you to say be in touch, and we can share some ideas at some point of time whenever it is convenient to both of us.
Thank
Oh
you
yes,
very
yes, we can talk individually, and we can bring our colleagues, that the scientists, and we can share the knowledge and um, experience. Yes.
Thank you so much. It was a nice
Thank
presentation.
you.
We talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you. More questions?
My colleague, anyone else want to discuss about the presentation or any diagnostic investigation?
No, I think Whitney has cleared it out. If at all any problem will be, we can talk individually also. As our experience deepens, we will keep on talking to each other, and we'll be in touch with each other. Thank you.
Dr. Jaleta, Dr. Gajraj is a leading physician in Haryana state,
Yes.
and he's practicing in Gohana and Karnal. And I think he will be the torch bearer in our project, what we are discussing. I think we should discuss in the next meeting about the business point of view. Today, I think we have discussed about the research point of view.
See, let me, Dr. Subbe, I'm taking one more minute. With your permission, sir. Basically,
sir.
we are running 200 beds in Haryana, 100 bed at Gohana and 100 bed at Karnal. And we are doing everything at that place from HB to MRI. We are doing everything. Even in the small city like Gohana, we are doing CT scan, MRI, cath lab, everything over there. And number of patients are with us. The different difficulty with us is investigation part. So as I said earlier and mentioned earlier in my conversation, see, we can talk individually on the investigative part, and in that way, the introduction of the product and business part can be discussed later on. Nice.
Yes, according business part and individual talks, we will be in touch with Dr. Sab, and we will let you know when next meeting will happen. Okay?
Thank you, Jaleta.
Thank you very much. So if there are no questions anymore, maybe we can finalize, or maybe some questions more.
So, Pranam Swamiji, can you say a few words about today's discussion? Swamiji? I think Swamiji is busy today.
Yeah. He was connected from a car, so maybe it is difficult.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Jalja. Thanks, sir. For today's presentation, it was a very fruitful presentation. I think everyone has enjoyed and got a very good feedback. I think let's wind up today's present meeting.
Thank you everyone for connection with us, and we can meet personally who will want to know about possibilities of work with Zinzino company. We will be in touch with Dr. Sub. Okay.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
What I suggest to actually try it for yourself and see the balance for yourself for you, for your family members, because I did this test 3 years probably ago, and I thought that I am quite healthy and live a healthy life. I do sports and things like that, but my balance wasn't so good. So it was important for me because, as I said early on, my father died from heart attack when I was 6, so I took it very seriously, and I highly suggest it just to try it for yourself and see the balance for yourself. It's very important. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please contact us, and we will.
Excuse me. Today I am having my senior colleague, Dr. P.K. Garg, Dr. Praveen Kumar Garg, ex-DHS Haryana. He want to say few words.
Okay.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, today's discussion was
Good
very
evening.
good and it was very nice. Yesterday also I was connected with you. It was a good discussion, and I hope in future we will carry out these type of discussion regularly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So have a nice evening to everyone. Thank you for connection, and I hope we will meet again online or in real life. We will visit India and we will meet with you. All
Welcome, India, Jaleta. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.